Welcome back, guys, to another night talk. We're on a streak, Sugar Plum. So this is what we're talking about. Talk to me.
Talking about immigrants.
What do you think about immigrants, Sugar Plum?
Oh, I love you.
And I'm a damn immigrant. Whoever it is that didn't know, or a lot of people probably know, I was born in Jamaica.
Where?
St. Thomas, Jamaica.
In a parish.
The parish of St. Thomas. You don't know nothing about that, right?
I didn't know what parish was until I met Ray.
You
I
did
swear
that?
to God. I'm still not really sure. I think it's just a community. Right?
It's like a state. Think of it like a state.
It's not no state.
Yeah. Jamaica has 14 parishes.
Really?
So think of it as 14 states.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No, I just wanted to know anything.
Babe, so what do you think about immigrants?
Nothing's wrong with them. My mom's an immigrant. My dad's an immigrant. A couple of my siblings are immigrants.
While we were doing this video, while we were talking about this, there's a caravan of people approaching the borders. And they're getting like, excuse my language, they're getting a lot of shit thrown at them. The way people are talking about them in the media and making them look like how they're committing this big crime. Right? But let's do this real quick. Hey Siri. My phone's dead. What's an immigrant?
On it. Immigration is the international movement of people into a destination country of which they are not natives or where they do not possess citizenship in order to settle or reside there, especially as permanent residents or naturalized citizens, or to take up employment as a migrant worker or temporarily as a foreign worker for economic effects. Research suggests that migration is beneficial both to the receiving and sending countries.
Now, as I said before, I'm an immigrant. I came here really young. When I came to this country, I started middle school, right? And in middle school, the kids you're surrounded by in middle school, they're the same age as you. They're like 12, 13, 14. And these people, these same kids, you should hear like the words that they say. And they know. The people that are watching these videos, they know because they're the same damn kids who call Mexicans a certain name. And they call Asian
They call them poppies.
Baby, you have no idea what they call them.
And other stuff. That was the main one.
Poppies not even disrespectful like the other terms that they use.
Poppies is like you know what's always funny to me? The Spanish people born here.
Hispanics, baby. Say
The
Hispanic.
Hispanic people born here was ruder to them than some of the black people.
Yeah, Hispanics are rude to
and
their own people.
They be like, we're not the same.
Exactly. And they say things to the Asian kids.
Those Asian kids?
Disrespect. They say things to the African kids, and it's just disrespectful.
Booty
But so
scratcher.
I said, baby, do not repeat the words.
We gotta give them context of what some of the
No,
words
don't give
are.
them no context. They know what the words are, right?
I haven't heard those words in mad long.
So I'm like, why do kids? Because I've never heard those terms before.
Childish.
Coming here. I'm like, how do these kids, where do they get these words from? It's not taught in school. We don't learn it in school. It's not in any textbooks.
We didn't even know what nigga meant, so.
When I was in Jamaica, nobody said nigga.
It was my dog.
It was like dog or something like that, you know? It was no nigga. So I come here and all these people are using these terms
Yeah, my dog.
to talk to each other, and they're disrespecting each other and they think it's fine. And then kids would literally cry. There would be some Asian kids or little Mexican kids, you know?
Aww.
And they would cry because they're saying these disrespectful words. And nothing would come out of it, right? So I'm saying to myself, why do kids know these terms or why are they using these words? It's not that they're born knowing them. But in their household, on social media, they see people, they hear people using these same terms, and they just feel like they should come and use the same exact words. They don't think for a second that maybe, you know what, it's degrading and it's disrespectful and it's rude to say these things to people, so maybe I shouldn't say it.
Ignorance can be passed down.
I'm on Xbox.
Don't be ignorant.
I'm on Xbox playing Call of Duty, and you hear the little kids. Baby, do not repeat the words that they say.
They be calling him Nigger or like black or whatever. Like not black, obviously, but like black.
And these are kids I'm talking about, like yay tall, like little small kids.
Honestly, I'm not that better because I be telling Ray like, yo, you need to call them some stuff because you can't just be letting them call you that. But that's not good, especially because they're little kids. But
you don't fight fire with fire. So they say these things to ignore them.
But sometimes
Sometimes
they
nothing.
need a wake-up call.
These kids are disrespecting each other. And some of these kids don't know why they're being called this or spoken to like this. But all they know is that it's bad, and they just sit and they cry, you know? And they feel bullied, or they sit in a certain part of the lunchroom and they don't talk to anybody. Or they just stick together in their little groups. And it's bad because people forgot where we came from. And it's the parents to be blamed, it's the adults, because they're teaching the younger generation, so they're hearing them say these things. And it's not right.
And this is targeted to like a lot of the immigrants. I know they used to say a whole bunch of stuff about when they had the whole thing in Haiti for
the earthquake.
It was the earthquake, and then a whole bunch of them came to the States to live with family. Like they was like, I don't really want to say all these stuff, but like people were, I don't want to say the word because, but there was like a whole bunch of stuff like Haitian sensation, like things like that. Like, you know, just being a lot of ignorant. Like it really is a lot, and that's really just kids. Like a lot of kids are just ignorant. They don't understand like words really do have power and things like that. But
they didn't born knowing these words. They hear somebody saying it and they're repeating it. And they're hurting people's feelings. So in the news the other day, I was reading, this didn't happen the other day, but these kids that went back on trial, when they did this crime, they were 15 and 16-year-olds, and they said they were, I forgot the word they used, but they were walking around looking for immigrants to kill, and they walked up on a 37-year-old Hispanic man from Ecuador, I think it was, and they just stabbed him in the chest and killed him. He did nothing, he was just an immigrant. He got killed because of it. And the definition of an immigrant is a person that moves from his native country to settle elsewhere for a better life, right? And that's what everybody in the United States, that's how everybody got here.
Everybody in America besides the native indigenous people of the United States is an immigrant. We all came from an immigrant, either by force, by settlement, conquer, whatever. We're all immigrants. So it's not like any of us is different from the rest and no one is better. And especially when you're trying to like leave countries that are experiencing like famine or war, hunger, things like that. Things like like stuff that's happening like Venezuela, Yemen. Is that how you say it? Yemen? Yemen. Like a whole bunch of people are dying of starvation over there, and that could all be helped. And if you're a refugee and you're coming to these first world countries, England, United States, France, it's not like we should just be blocking off the help. I understand that you don't want like just a large group of people just coming, but when you have the resources to help, you should be able to help, even if it's in small amounts. All you need is not even a few people, but all you need is every person to do one small act of kindness, and that would just make the world a whole better place, especially for immigrants and refugees and people that are going through stuff like that, period. And I think a lot of people, they have the argument that immigrants are, like Trump said, Mexicans are rapists and murderers, and all of them are just come here to be gang members, things like that. That's not true. That is not true at all. A lot of people come here just to like have a better life and to make money or send money back home so their family could have a better life. And there's nothing wrong with it. They can't take a job from an American. It's not like they have the means to. They're taking jobs that we literally do not want to do. There's jobs that I don't want to do, and I know an immigrant that's coming would gladly want it just so they could have some type of payment to send to their family or to support themselves. So people just look at it wrong.
Nobody fights me down as an immigrant from Jamaica than Jamaican people, and that makes no sense. All us as humans, all we know how to do is separate ourselves. We don't look at it as we're one. You know, we're one people. The motto of Jamaica is, out of many, we're one people. Out of many, one people. That's what Jamaica's motto is.
That's a nice motto.
So you hear people talk about, oh, I'm light skinned and you're dark skinned, or my hair is nice and you have bad hair, or you speak this nice and you speak. All that don't matter, because at the end of the day, we're all one people. We're all human. No matter where you come from, what's your skin color, how you talk, what kind of accent you have, your hair texture, none of that matters. At the end of the day, We're one people. And I probably wouldn't realize this and be saying this right now if I wasn't an immigrant. So I'm not gonna regret being brought into this country as an immigrant, because I feel like I was woken up to a couple things in life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We're all worried about the wrong thing. All we do is try to separate ourselves from other people. It's not good. Mexicans this, or Haitians this, or Jamaicans this, or whole shithole country. That's disrespect. That's disrespectful. And it's hurting people's feelings. We always blame the people at the top of the power, whoever's in charge, and say, oh, they're saying this, and they're saying this about Mexicans and all that stuff. But none of that would be happening if the people didn't already have all these things in their head. If they weren't already thinking this way, you know? If they weren't already thinking that way, the person at the top wouldn't be able to do all the things they're doing. In all of our heads and all of our hearts, we're thinking this. We're trying to separate ourselves from people. So we have to, literally, we have to be the change that we want to see.
Everyone's a little ignorant and racist.
You know? We have to admit our faults and say, you know what? I do kind of not like to hear that language, or whatever it is that you have a problem with. I don't care, whatever it is. But we need to understand that we're one people and we're one race, and that's the human race. So the change that we want to see, we can't hope for the people at the top to make the change. We got to start with ourselves. Mm-hmm. So next time you look at an Asian person, you say that derogatory term that you used, that I heard when I was in high school, and the next time you look at a Mexican and you think of that word but don't actually say it, or the next time you look at a white person, next time you look at a black person, just make the change within yourself, and that's how the world will change. We can't expect the person at the top to just make a big change, you know? It's the people is where the problem is. The power lies in the people. If y'all did not have these thoughts and these feelings, this wouldn't be the case. This wouldn't be going on. Why are we trying to separate ourselves? We're one. Alright? But thank you guys for watching this video. And tune in next week again for another episode of Night Talk. Mm-hmm. We don't know what we'll be talking about, but we'll figure it out. But we'll definitely be back again next Thursday at 9 p.m.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
That red button down below. I can't press this too much. That red button down below. Hit that red button to subscribe. Right, we really appreciate it. And the little bell next to it. Hit that little bell so you know whenever we post. So you get that notification that we posting. Alright?
See y'all next Thursday night.
See y'all next Thursday.
Bye.